Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, A Little Bit of Everything with Erin. I had a viewer ask if I could do a tutorial on how to use these wood coasters from the craft store and make them into ornaments. So they were 3 different sizes. I got these medium-sized ones. I thought they were a pretty good size. I believe they were $2.99. You see right here. And again, I got these at Michael's. And I went ahead and pre-drilled these holes in them. And then I went and painted this one black so that I'd have one ready just to show you what it'll look like. There is a line that's a little darker. I kind of used that line as my point of how far in or out I was going to paint. So I just picked up some cheap black acrylic paint and we're just going to paint this one. Now that we've got them painted, we'll go ahead and get our vinyl cut. I decided to do one with vinyl on it and one with vinyl as a stencil. So let's go over and head to the silhouette. Okay, so our circles are about 4 by 4, so we're going to grab our circle and hold the shift button down. Alright, it's a good size. We're going to go to our fonts, and I'm checking the skinny. You can find that for free on dafont.com. Make sure if you're selling these that you have a license to do so with the font. And we're just going to type out Merry Christmas. I don't know why it always does that with Christmas. It's spelled right. It's weird. I don't know. Then I just want to center this. So one of the weird things with this font is the eyes. I don't know why they made it that way, but it drives me bonkers. See this little pivot? So I'm going to ungroup it. And then it's not an extra piece. It's like folded in on itself, so you'll need to use the edit points if you use this font. And I just kind of straighten it out. And then I'm just going to grab all the letters again and group them together so that they'll move together. And then I'm just going to size it in this circle. I want to make sure it's centered. So I will go over here and pick my horizontal center. And you can do your vertical as well if you want this one to be your stencil so that you know it's right in the center. I'll probably make it a little smaller, but make it a little taller. And we'll just center it all again. Oh. There we go. All right, so the one with the circle will be our stencil. And then I'm just going to highlight the words and copy those because I'm just going to use the same size. And I'm going to keep the circle around it because that's going to help me keep it centered because I'm just going to weed out the letters in that one so that I can stipple in the paint for that one. That way you can see the difference between the two. And let's go cut it. Alright, we just cut our vinyl and I've used my new Miss Cake Cuttables mat. If you haven't seen my review on these are awesome. I love it. 3 of them for $17, and if you have Prime, you'll get 2-day free shipping. You can find the link to my Amazon store in the description box, and under the crafting tab, you will find the 12 by 12s and the 12 by 24s. Great deal. I really love these. And again, I make a tiny commission off of Amazon, and that money just goes right back into these crafting projects so that I can do videos of things that you guys want to see. So we're gonna go ahead and weed these. I have an old Cricut pick. I bought this like, I don't know, 10 years ago in a set, but I did find a really nice set on Amazon, and I have that in my store as well. It's $10 and it's on Prime as well, and you get so many great pieces that you would use every day for vinyl and HTV. I really recommend getting a nice set like that. Then it comes in a little pouch so that you can put everything away, so you always know where everything is. So with the first one, I'm just gonna weed out the letters, and I kind of lost the innards of my R, so I'm just gonna place that back. And if that happens, you just line it up with the cut lines. You can actually see the cut lines in the backing paper. This skinny font, I should say any skinny font, is kind of a favorite right now, and I think it's due in part to the Ray Dunn collection, because she uses a skinny font on all of her items. And then for the bottom one, we're just going to pull the innards out of the letters because we're just going to use the vinyl as is, and then I will separate the two. So I'm just going to take some contact paper. I picked mine up at Walmart in the kitchen section. And I'm going to use that to transfer my stencil over. And in that kit that I was just telling you about, you get like 3 different shapes and size spatulas, which are great for moving your vinyl. So I'm just gonna fit that on, lightly rub it on there. The main thing you want to watch for when you take the contact paper off is to make sure the innards of the letters stay. And I kind of use the spatula for that. And I'll just give it an extra rub just to make sure everybody's down. All right. So I'm just gonna take some white acrylic paint. And I'm going to take this little stipple bouncer paintbrush. If you don't have one or you can't find any, just get a makeup brush and like a sponge and cut it. So I want to get a little bit on there, and this is the trick. A lot of people who do these tutorials don't tell you this, but if you dab a bunch of that off, you just want a very, very light amount, because then you can layer. And you're just gonna kind of bounce that in. Now we're gonna let this sit and dry a bit. You don't want to pull it off too quickly. So we'll get our other log here, and we'll get our contact paper again. And just line that up. And that one's done. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, so it looks pretty dry. So I'm just gonna try to peel this off and see how it looks underneath. This is another reason that I don't really like doing the stencil stuff. It's just not for me, but it still came out pretty cute. That R and that I are real crisp, so they got down good. Anyway, that's so you can see the two differences. Vinyl, stencil. And to finish them off, I'm just gonna use some twine. And I'm just going to push that through the hole that I made. And knot it at the top. And then cut the ends a little bit. You could add other embellishments to these as well. You could do, you know, something woodsy, like adding some leaves or a fake bird, some pine cones, whatever you wanted to. These can be made any way you want. There they are. I hope that helps. I know my stencil wasn't the greatest, but again, I'm not a pro at the stencil, but that gives you a pretty good idea. I think if we pushed it down maybe a little harder, it would have been perfect. Because like I said, that R and that I in Christmas are so crisp. The other letters have a little bit of bleed on them, but still really, really cute. And then that's just the one with the straight vinyl. The main difference is with the vinyl, it's easier to read, not just because there's no bleeding, but the vinyl is a little more prominent than just the white acrylic paint. So it really is just going to depend on the type of style that you want to go with. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have other suggestions of videos I should be doing, let me know about that too. If you haven't already, make sure you like this video if you want to share it. That always helps me out. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, and if you hit the bell at the top of the page, you'll get notifications anytime I post new videos. Until next time, guys, happy crafting!